Next up, on Sky History, Sky Box Sets and Now TV, and arriving on Tuesday the 14th of January, we have a new documentary series called The Lost Women Spies, and here's a clip.
Churchill recruits agents who are banned by law from the front line. Women. They are led by spy master Vera Atkins.
Are you prepared to take the fight to the Nazis?
As a spy?
If you're caught, the chances of survival are slim.
Well, we're not short of documentaries about World War II, are we, Hannah? But I have to say, this one covered a subject that I really knew very little about. So it starts in 1942, and in occupied France, Britain is trying to support the French resistance, and there's a shortage of agents to deploy behind enemy lines. So the brilliantly named Brigadier Gubbins, who's head of the Special Operations Executive, with Churchill's approval, green lights are planned to deploy women behind enemy lines. However, because they're not going to be covered by the Geneva Convention, kind of the gloves are off, really, if they get taken prisoner. You know, there's no rules. So the woman who was overseeing this was called Vera Atkins. So she's recruiting them, she's getting them trained, and then she's sending them on missions. I've only seen episode 1, and that includes the story of Noor Khan, a fluent French speaker who also was already a wireless operator, and that's what they desperately needed. They needed wireless operators to send to France. So, I mean, the stories don't end well, it has to be said, and it teases in episode 1 that after the war, Vera was determined to go back to France and to find out, well, what did become of these young women who were sent on these incredibly dangerous missions. So it's a drama documentary, and the period detail is terrific. The costumes, the hair and makeup, the set, you kind of think, well, you could have just made a drama, and it would make a great drama, I think. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I learned a lot about something I was previously didn't know much about at all. What did you think, Hannah?
It's really interesting. The power of women power, eh? I mean, it's absolutely great. And you say you learn so much about these British female agents. And the life expectancy of a wireless operator in occupied France was just 6 weeks. So you can see why the spy network was in crisis, and so what they had to do. So they came up with this very controversial idea of deploying women agents behind enemy lines, and it's just, I suppose what we see in our learnings of history of World War II is quite sort of basic to a degree. All the nuances and all the things that are going on behind the scenes you don't see. So I think this is really quite different. So there's no shortage of kind of historical documentaries and dramas, but I think this strikes a slightly different note, and you learn an awful lot.